right, welcome back to another episode of the Ricky Henderson Podcast, the greatest of all podcasts, the GUAP. Got a full house today for the show. I'm Alex Espinoza with my co-host, Dr. Hot Dog Hal Gordon.
Hey, hot dog.
And today we got the Safari Boys. We got, I don't know, yeah, so we got Robb Roberts, aka NorCal Nodders, and we got Gabe Hernandez, aka Gamer Athletics. How are you boys doing? You guys doing good?
Just looking for a next adventure, man.
Yeah, it looks like our next adventure might be the we might have to help out the ballers with the seats.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
seats. Yeah. So
I think we can piece by piece get those out of there, to be honest with you, Gabe.
I
I'm
think
down.
so. I got a screwdriver. Let's do it.
so we're definitely going to get to, so we want to talk to these guys about, if you guys saw the whole Rooted in Oakland drama with the last dive bar and the ballers and the A's and everything. We're going to get into that first, but first I want to kind of let you guys introduce yourselves. I know we've had you guys on the pod before, but Rob, Rob, you were on episode 9 way back in the day. And then I think you were on episode like 17 with Brian. And then Gabe is on episode 30 of the pod. So these are OGs on the pod.
OG.
And Gabe was actually the first guy I ever had on YouTube on the pod. So shout out. I was like, you know what?
Yep.
Gabe inspired me to start YouTube. So I was like, all right, here we go.
Let's go.
So Gabe, yeah, you want to
it.
tell people kind of like, how you're so connected with the A's universe and about your YouTube channel and everything like that, where they can find your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I just one day in high school I started making videos for a class, and I was told to make something that I enjoy, so I just went ahead and showed people why I love the A's and why I'm a fan of the team. And once I started having fun making those videos, I was like, I think it'd be cool to show my experience as an A's fan. Most people out there who watch YouTube or baseball content, they might know of the name of Zach Campbell or Dodger Films. Specifically, Dodger Films, I kind of got inspired because he pretty much did the same thing what I did. His content's a little different, but he pretty much did it for the Dodgers. And obviously, we know how the Dodgers are. They're pretty popular and they have a huge fan base. And I feel like the A's have a huge fan base as well. But, we've gone through our ups and downs, and I just wanted to show people exactly like how A's fans are and see how cool this fan base is, even though sometimes, we may not all be there at once and, with the crowd wise because of how John Fisher is. We're a pretty cool fan base. I would say like at times we are probably the best fan base in all of baseball. And, I just wanted to show people the love that I have for the game and the team just by showing off my interactions with my friends, catching baseballs, getting autographs from the players, and just trying to get show all the footage in my experiences all. And a lot of people seem to share that same thing with me because a lot of people have subscribed since then. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Gamer Athletics, right? So Gamer _ Athletics, that's where you are on all your socials, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. And one of your videos, you did like a half-hour feature on Rob's amazing collection at his house, and so Rob's the ultimate A's collector. I dare anybody to show me a collection as cool as Rob's.
Yup.
Hey Rob, so and he creates his own bobbleheads too. If the A's were cool, they would have had some bobbleheads with Rob, but Rob, can you just kind of let people know like what you do and why you're such a big A's fan and how you got into bobbleheads and everything like that?
Yeah, I'm just a sidekick in a lot of Gabe's videos, especially when Brian was kind of absent last year. So that's right. But other than that, I'm usually a sidekick on other things too, because you'll see me a sidekick on Brian a lot of stuff too. But yeah, I mostly known for all the bobbleheads and the collection. So it's all game news stuff and bobbleheads and all kinds of random shit. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff all over, and it's kind of funny. Because there's both documentary. There's 2 documentaries, right? There's a Summer Sale. And there's another documentary coming through as well. Both have been to the office, and then Gabe as well, and then a lot of news and stuff like that have all come through. That's my office where I work, and the last ones came through, and they're like, "Well, we went to a couple guys' collection, but we had no idea like this was out there." I'm like, "Well, I don't know, man. There's all kinds of junk." I even had to show off Hal's game worn hot dog cleats, hot dog shoes up in the. I hang them off the wall, look good in there. I love it.
You got a game used Hal cleats.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah, dude. I'll have to I'll tweet those out maybe tomorrow, tonight, or something like that when you drop this or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
hey, a
that's
pair of
awesome.
his. You walk, you flatten those things out on one side quite a bit, Hal. Man, those things look like they seen gone through
Yeah.
hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Like every year vending, I would get, like like a $45, $50 pair of like no slip Skechers. These are like the shoes that you buy, like if you're like working as like a dishwasher, like in the back, in the back of a restaurant. So, they're just shoes made for work. But they'd be always like worn out by the end of the season. And especially one foot. So I'd always be down on my left knee, and if you kneel down, you'll notice, like if you kneel down on your left knee, you'll notice the top of your left foot
I'm
is
doing it
on
now.
the ground.
Is
on the ground.
Everybody practice.
The top toe of that shoe was always rubbing against the rough surface of the Coliseum concrete. And so really by the end of every season, that left toe there'd just be a giant hole there because they're cheap ass shoes. And I remember, I think at the last season I did it, at the end, I usually just like toss them. And I'm like, wait, hold on. It'd be funny if I send him to the guy who also collects Ricky Henderson Games cleats.
Put them on the same wall. Yeah,
that's right,
dude. And that's the kind of shit that I love. To be honest with you, you know, what I mean,
Yeah.
I got some really random stuff. But at first I'm like, oh, because he's like, I got something I'm gonna send to you. I'm like, all right, we'll see. I open that thing. I'm like, there's damn old shoes in this thing. Like,
I'm sure they smell delicious. Yeah, I'm sure they smell.
Then he
awesome.
signed them. I'm like, oh, I know what's going on with this, dude.
Yeah, you signed him, Al. You just took. I thought he asked for him.
Of course.
I love how you just sent him. Like you just took the initiative. You're like,
yeah, it's just like, what's your
address?
address? I got something you'll want.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that kind of random. I got tons of that random kind of stuff up in my office and things like that. So, I got from high end stuff to that kind of stuff all within there. So, once I get it set up, I'm gonna move it all to a new place and I'll probably do another little thing. Yeah, I know. And I feel bad. I'm not like just trying to like. I mean, I'm showing it off a little bit, but it's fun, dude. I mean, if anybody ever wants to come by and see, I'll show it all, show everything because everything's got a story, you know what I mean? So it's kind of fun. It's like everything's like a conversation starter. Gabe and I got a lot of that stuff last year. We got a lot of cleats last year. And we just kind of run around and do all kinds of stuff. I was gonna play around with the ballers today with that with the stadium seat thing because I think I got about 12 seats now from the Coliseum. I'm like, oh, hey, I can donate to the first start to get this thing going.
Dude, that'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Or you should have some like special designated seat or something like, this is like the OG Coliseum. You have the orange ones, right? You have like
I have the orange one. I have a set of 3 of the orange ones, and then I got a lot of the others as well. But the orange ones, if I had like 2 extra somehow, I would donate them to Mount over there. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. But man, those things, I was the only 3 I've ever seen ever.
Yeah,
so
you gotta hold on. Yeah, you gotta hold on. Yeah, you gotta hold on.
It's like, man, yeah. The funny thing is, I do have some of the red brackets and some of the blue brackets from up in the 3rd deck, the Coliseum. So if you went up there, you would see there was red brackets and blue brackets. They slowly changed them out, but with the green seats, they had red and blue brackets still up there, even 2022, 2021, I think as well. And I finally got some of those out of there too. So that's pretty cool.
Aren't they the same seats? They've just been painted.
No. The seat backs, or are you talking about the brackets?
The seat backs,
like the green. No. The green ones that are in there, were those completely new when they did the Raiders thing, or like?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That was all. Yeah, that was when Mount Davis came in. They redid it all. The orange ones are completely different, and a lot of people mistake the orange ones for the Candlestick ones because Candlestick was orange as well. But there's a clear difference if you sit them next to each other. You can,
are they like wood and or like?
Like a fake. It's like if you took a mold of an old wood style and made it into plastic. Yeah. That's what it. That's what it would be. Yeah. That's what the Candlestick ones are like. The A's ones are like kind of like the green ones a little bit. It's just orange. But there's red ones too that came out of Oakland too. So I learned a lot of crap and I forget a lot of stuff because like we'll do the interviews on a lot of things. I just I can go story after story after story, but I forget, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I should have mentioned this or I should have mentioned that. So anyways, yeah,
Well, you almost added a truck to the collection, huh?
dude, yeah.
This
You
is
want me
this
to
is what we
start?
wanted you on for. Like, okay,
I know.
so you know, we read the story. I want to know, like, you know, everything about like how you guys figured this out, how you decided to go together. I mean, what's the thing that just like the funniest picture I've ever seen is where you guys are taking a selfie of yourselves and you
Right.
can see the guy's arm in the
Yeah.
background
Yeah.
because clearly he was mad that you guys found the truck. And like, as you're taking the picture, you can see him start to spray paint the side of the truck. So yeah, tell us all about this.
Do you want me to start a game, or do you want? Because it all depends how you. I can start. I can tell you how you started, and then I'll bring it up to kind of that day. How about that? So it basically came off of Sandlot Brian finding, or no, somebody tweeted to him or sent him a picture off of Facebook, and I immediately went and found that post off Facebook because somebody said, oh. Something like, somebody discarded the Oakland truck, or I don't know, so whatever it said.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's in the freaking Everglades. I mean, it's got like pampas grass and like, I don't know, like, it looked crazy. And I immediately, so that triggered me into my hunting mode. I hunt for game use stuff all the time. Immediately, so we all, I mean, I think most of us seen that truck out kind of in the garbage pile at the Coliseum. It's been out there for years. And so it kind of triggered me into my mode of where, oh shoot, I'm gonna go find this thing. And so bam, immediately hit it up. I said, where's it at? What's the price? What's that? And this my standard Facebook type of move when I see something. And I hitting the guy's DMs and going all over him, and it wasn't his thing. He just saw it. And so we kind of spurred that, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna go figure it out. Well, I kind of made friends with the fella and kind of got it down to where I knew what street
with the fella
it was
who
on.
took the picture of it.
The fella took I'm sorry. Yeah, let me.
You ever heard of a game called GeoGuessr? Feels like GeoGuessr. You know? We're like, gotta find where's this.
So it's a funny story. I'm a real estate appraiser. I do commercial and agriculture and big, so I'm always I know how to find things very, very well on Google Maps and everything else. Man, I immediately, once I got to where in the area, I was all over the thing, and I spent a little bit of time finding it, and I got down real close and got down to where we get to the street and everything else. It was in public view, so it's not like it was hidden in somebody's backyard. You know what I mean? Right. It was on the public street, so it was not like
Where was it?
It's been moved already, right? So
yeah, it's sold. It's gone.
What city was it in? What city did we go to? You have to give me a second.
Yeah, you told me, but it's
East Bay, Alamo.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
It was in Alamo. I didn't tell anybody nothing. I told nobody nothing. I didn't tell anybody anything. And I knew the street. That was all that I got down to. So a little bit behind the scenes, Gabe says, well, I want to, obviously Gabe, content maker, you know what I mean? He made, and he's my friend, like we're like we're like little tag along buddies we tag along through all the different seats at the Coliseum, all the little sections, we go do all get the autographs, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. We do all kinds of little stuff like that. Well, dude, let's tag along buddies like that. So we get up to the point, we get it to a setup to a meeting point. We get Joel from the San Francisco
Standard.
Standard come out, meet us. Got a photographer came out, wanted to meet with us, and I set up everything with Gabe. I popped out of the truck, meet with Gabe in the morning, and I brought all my safari gear. I bought him a set. I've got myself a set, and a nice vest. I thought, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Let's go find this damn truck. So and now, Gabe, I'll let you tell Gabe from there.
Yeah. Let me just throw this out there real quick. So for the safari gear, I was joking. I said as a joke, hey, it would be cool if we were like, since it looks like it's in the jungle, we should dress up like in safari gear. And I said it as a joke. I literally had just, I was dressed normal. And then this man is like, he's like, him and Brian are texting me, and they're like, "Yeah, we got you an outfit. Rob has it," and I'm like,
Okay.
You're
Like, all
I was like,
right.
"Dang it."
All
So
right.
I was like, great. I was like, it was still cold at the time, so I was like, great. I'm gonna be cold in shorts, and I don't even know what they had planned, but again, just throwing it out there. It was a joke. I didn't think they were gonna take it seriously, but I forgot who the people I was talking to. So
Yeah, you can't, especially around Brian Sandlot.
Well,
You cannot.
yeah, I mean, with
hey,
with the rally possum costume, I should have known.
hey, I thought we were gonna have LDB stick or patches all over the stuff and everything. I thought we were gonna be all set. I thought we were gonna have all kinds of stuff all over those vests and stuff
Yeah.
going. To be honest with you.
But I'll say this: so we get to our meeting point, and I'm recording. The guy's asking us questions of like, how we became fans and all that. Then we start pulling up, and it's like, it's kind of like in a, I don't know how to really describe it. It just looks like a very out of
Suburban
town,
neighborhood.
yeah, suburban neighborhood. And we're driving down, and you just and you can just see it, like it's like just like how Rob said, it's not hidden out of sight or anything, but and we're just kind of discussing like, how are we gonna approach this? Like, obviously, we're not trying to do any harm. We're just trying to obviously, purchase the truck for either Rob or for the Ballers. I think the Ballers wanted it, so it was one of the two. It was either gonna go with Rob or it was gonna go to the Ballers. So either way, but as we pulled up, there was someone who got out the truck, and I believe that was the homeowner of the house, and we basically met up with him right at the right time, and right out the gate, he was very, very upset because we found out where the truck was at. And from
So this was on
Should have hit it better,
Twitter,
dude.
right? This was like on Twitter,
Hey,
right? For a couple days, right?
Hang
Yeah.
on. We when we came to the road that was going to turn on, it was a small road. A truck pulled in front of us, and I knew that truck going in down that road in front of it. I feel like there's something attached. Like, I feel like that's part of them. But we turned that curve around the road that we were on to find the truck. And oh, there it is. And I see that truck pull over right in front of the Oakland truck, a Rooted truck, and I'm like, oh, man, like he's like. Although I wanted somebody there because I wanted to talk to. I mean, it's no fun if nobody's home. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so anyway, sorry, Gabe.
Especially because it doesn't run. You can't even hotwire it.
Yeah, I know.
But essentially, we get to the place, and dude's like, really upset, and I have the conversation recorded because I was ready to record. I didn't think the guy was gonna be all mad as he was.
Yeah.
But there was just a little bit of a miscommunication on obviously how it looks like, because he said that he saw the post, and that basically, from what he was told, that there was, I guess, would it be rioters? He thought we were gonna come
A
hurt
mob.
them,
A mob.
or yeah, in his words, he thought there was a mob coming to the house, and we were gonna attack them or try to get them for the truck, and yeah.
Because Brian posted that meeting at 10 o'clock. Everybody's going to meet up at 10 o'clock, and we'll know after that. Well, he did that, and it looked like everybody's going to meet up at 10. That's what this guy read that as. So they were following it on Twitter.
Fans, like all the A's fans are going to
You're right.
Yeah.
And they're all going to bombard onto this house and go steal this truck, take it back. And I'm thinking, what are you going to have, like 500 people, and they're going to lift a part of the truck and carry it out? I mean, let's be real, you know what I mean? Or we're gonna blast through the thing. But that's how they looked at it, like we're mobbing this house. You know what I mean?
If we could just send a tweet and get 500 people to a random house in some random suburb, we wouldn't have any problem filling the Coliseum every night. Let me tell you.
Right.
Yeah, and so essentially we're trying to have a conversation with him, but he's
right, and
yelling
he's,
at us.
Yeah,
he's panicking, he's yelling at us. I see the wife in the background. She's kind of just like recording us. She doesn't know what to expect. And mind you, we're pulled up and we're wearing the outfit.
With the camera guy and the newspaper, and the other guy identified himself from the newspaper.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like we after the little exchange that we had
in
I
safari gear.
know, dude.
I feel like the safari gear should have been like a tip off.
Yeah, that should have
Yeah,
been like,
This
it
is
was.
this is nonsense.
It was.
You know,
It was. It
Yeah.
helped.
I mean, unless you were in Africa, and then at that point you're like, I'm about to get colonized.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Do
About to
not
get
let the
poached.
white guy in safari gear onto your land.
And essentially, you know, after we kind of get them to calm down a little bit, we're just telling them like, hey, you know, we're with Last Dive Bar. We're trying to offer to purchase the truck because the Oakland Ballers want it, and he had no idea who the Oakland Ballers were. So we had to explain to him what the Oakland Ballers were. I had the hat with me, so I was like, it's the team. They're like the new baseball team in Oakland. And then he brought out his phone and he called someone from the A's, you know, and so
Oh, wow.
he called
Yeah.
them, and he was just like, you know, he told them, like, Rob was like, hey, he should know me. You should you know, go ahead, give him my name. He'll know who we are, and he'll know that we're
Because
this
I
is
know
a
who he
mix
called.
up.
We know we know who he called. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when he called, he was just like, hey, we have Last Dive Bar and Robb Roberts here, and they want to buy the truck. And I couldn't hear the full conversation that what he said, but he was just like, oh no, I already told them. He's like, I already told them that it's gonna get donated and all this other stuff. And but he couldn't give us a specific of what place it was gonna get donated. And so we were just like, is it Make-A-Wish? And he was like, yeah, something like that or whatever. So we never got a full confirmation that it was, you know, to Make-A-Wish, but you know, that's what they went with at the end. But when one thing that I guess we forgot to say is when he pulled up, he already had spray paint in his hand, like in his car, because like he went to the store and came back to go spray paint the car so we wouldn't find it. But I mean, you know,
Too late.
because he was tipped off the mob was coming, so he was trying to hide it real fast.
I mean,
Mob and
but-
safari.
Let me
gear.
tell
I
you,
mean-
the mob is not going to be stopped by a little bit of fucking spray paint, dude.
Which you can clearly see Oakland under the spray paint, no
I
matter
know.
what you do.
I mean, as
Put
you
a
saw
tarp on
from the
it.
ad, as you saw from like the ad when they were selling the truck, you can see the little
Yeah,
images of the lines,
Well,
you know. So it's like, I mean, come
the
on.
guy was a great guy. I'm not knocking him at all
Yeah,
because he was just. Go ahead. Yeah.
Like let's just say this, like no matter what, like there's only one villain in this story, right? And it's you know, it is the people who are like running the A's, not even the
Yeah.
A's employees below them, right? And
Mhm.
certainly not this guy who you know, who knows what, but it's almost gallows humor, you know. It's like the funny, like just like the silliest shit is happening with this team.
Dude, we're rolling up in costumes, and they're scared to death that we're coming there to destroy their house. The combination of the two things. I mean, we got them calmed down, and of course, I pulled up so passenger side, so Gabe had to be closest to him. I was in the driver's seat.
I know.
So Gabe had to talk to him.
It's all right, bro. It's okay, man.
The guy was a great guy. At the end, he just overall was great, but he was so scared. They had them so scared, and part of it was because from the discussion we had was the A's also had them fired up. That there's somebody coming. They're coming to get you. Like they're like the boogeyman's coming.
Yeah.
And so of course you're gonna be. You know, he's like, you know, you're gonna stand his ground. You know what I mean? Like this is his homestead, and that's fine. You know, I get it, but nobody was coming there to do anything like that. We were not aggressive or nothing. We didn't even ever, you know, we just parked kind of in the street type thing, and that's it. Again, we were wearing safari gear. You know,
Dude, the story's just so absurd, man. It's so fucking. It is so funny, man.
So he gets off the phone and he starts calming down and I feel bad because we scared the shit out of his wife and I feel terrible about that. That was what I regret the most out of all that thing because nobody meant to do anything, no harm at all coming from this. And all I said was, we're trying to buy this. I'm trying to buy this. And we tried to explain everything. I could not remember Ramondi Park for the life of me. I was like, something. It's going to be at the park. And this guy's just mad as hell. I'm like, I cannot remember Ramondi Park. I cannot remember the stupid name. But anyways, he let us out. We took a picture with it. He was cool about it. I said, hey, I'll even buy you like vinyl spray paint, because what happens if we can buy it, you know what I mean, from the you know, he wanted to help us. He did. And by the time we were done, he wanted to help us and try to find what charity had it, where it was going, or whatever else. But he couldn't. You know what I mean? His hands were tied, and he had to be anonymous or ambiguous about it, so that, you know, he's not giving anything away because he was doing his job. And I said, look, I'll go down, I'll go buy vinyl spray paint, so I know I can rub that off. You know what I mean? And I'll take that damn spray paint. I'll buy it myself, so you can do that. Because I knew it was going to come up somewhere. It's going to be for sale somewhere. I just had to figure out which charity it was going to be at, because they weren't going to use it. And he was nice to us. He let the camera guy take pictures. The camera guy is like Randy Johnson camera guy. He's like 6 foot whatever, hella tall, a big ass dude. And there's us. We're not the tallest guys in the world. And the reporter was even shorter than Gabe and I. And so it's like we did not look imposing at all. Like we were. And so, but can we take pictures of Fraser? Yeah, he was very sympathetic, very cool. I tried to like throw him some like, hey, I'll send you some, you know, some gifts and some everything. It's, you know, just we're not trying to make a problem here. And I felt really bad because how scared they were, and it really, and I get it. I guess we're partially to blame, but it was never flared up to what they were told or what they were understood.
No,
and so
the people to blame are the people calling them, saying these are rabid fans, you can't trust them, you know. And it's you know, I don't want to, you know, maybe I'm connecting too many dots, but like, you know, I just remember when talking to the A's myself, like back when I was vending and stuff, there was always this sense of like, just like constant like trepidation or fear of what the fans were going to do. And there's this like constant feeling that like they're always going to take whatever we do, you know, to the worst, you know. And it's like, dude, these are your customers. Like, just like chill out and do right by them, and it'll be fine. Now, obviously, they decided to not do right by them, so now they're just like completely convinced, you know, like, and they were thinking during the reverse boycott that we were going to like invade the field and like start tearing down.
They hired extra police,
tearing down shit. They shut things down. The game use thing, all that stuff was shut down. It's crazy.
Yeah, because you know, they're the ones like creating all this fear, man. Like, whatever.
And what have we ever done? That's what my question is. What have we ever done to validate those fears? Nothing. About most respectful, in my opinion, what we ever could do is we respect whatever they tell us to do. They put us in the corner out there in the parking lot for a boycott. Whatever their rules are, we play. Generally, I don't see anybody breaking any laws, or especially the people within the movement. You know what I mean? The bigger, you know, any of us, we're not screwing around with nothing. We're not messing with anybody's stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it hurt my feelings a little bit, because it's like, dude, so I would do this no matter what. You know what I mean? If I saw the Oakland truck, I would stop at that guy's house and I would say, hey, like I don't need it to be on Twitter for me to be involved in buying something like that. I would have done it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what's wrong with a little bit of good? I get it. It's like they hate us. It's like they hate everything Oakland. Well, what about a little bit of goodwill, offering it available to the fans? That would have been, you know, something, a little bit of goodwill back. But it's like, absolutely, no, we hate you. We hate you. It's just like all this contrived stuff they're doing for this year's, you know, these alumni Sundays and these giveaways of the Coliseum. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a little too late. Yeah.
when right field Will found that sheet from the souvenir guys, right? Like, and that you know, I have never like actually seen one of those, or no, I have seen them in the, you know, a reporter called me. It was like, there ended up being like much bigger A's news later that day anyway, so they dropped it.
Right.
But like a reporter called me and was like, is this real? I was like, I used to see them occasionally, you know, years ago. And so this looks like them. So it probably is it. And so they were like, well, we got to get like more, but the thing where it just said, like, you know, if you see something that says the word Oakland on it, like take it out, don't sell it. It's like, what? Put it on sale. Right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Clear that shit out.
Who
Yeah.
fucking cares if you're selling something that says Oakland, dude?
And,
Like,
and if anything,
just
that's probably gonna sell better than any. Like people want to
Right.
remember
like
Oakland. Like that's a
Exactly.
bad
who
business
the fuck
decision
cares? Like,
too.
what is
Mhm.
it's like this weird thing where they have to be like, we're, you know, we're breaking up with you. You're not breaking up with us. And we're like, yeah, we know you're breaking up with
Yeah,
us.
but it's
We
like,
get it.
Yeah.
We
it's
get
like,
it, bro.
yeah.
We know.
One thing I
We're
thought was
aware.
one thing I thought was I think I wanted to do that was like a sneak diss back at them is so they said anything that says rooted in Oakland like to take it down. I was thinking like someone needs to find a way to get a rooted in Oakland sign like a banner or something or just simply just a simple wording, you know, and just put it up in the Coliseum. So it's their picture. It's not even like a fan made one. It's their branding as a banner, and you know it just like
Yeah.
kind of throw back at them because I just you know they pulled so many people and played so many of us with that slogan, and if they don't want it there, then you know I'll just go ahead and keep making a bunch of banners and just keep putting them up everywhere. Make some stickers and put them in different places. Put them in the bathrooms.
Well, that's what was on the truck, right? The truck said rooted in Oakland on original. Well, it
Yeah.
went through a couple
Rooted.
different iterations, right? Or something like because I saw there was one where it didn't look as slick, and then there was one that looked like it was like a professional rap or something like that. I don't know.
What I think it
Or
said
it was
it
just-
said it went to the website. It had a website that said we are rooted, and then there was another one that said like it said rooted, just like simply rooted on the side.
Yeah.
And then on the front part of the truck, it had like the Oakland logo with the tree. It started like
Yeah,
kind of
the
root
tree
thing.
branches.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
Like it would have been cool, man. Like I don't know what you would have ever done with it, but it looked cool.
Yeah, drive it
So
around.
I have a question. Who owns that A's ambulance then? It's out the ambulance company.
I don't
You guys
know.
know what I'm talking about?
The A's
I do
ambulance.
know what you're talking about. I don't know who owns it, though.
There's always an A's ambulance parked out in the parking
All
lot.
right.
Gabe's on safari.
Gabe's got his safari hat back on.
I'm
He's
ready.
ready
You
for
said
round
ambulance?
two.
Ambulance?
Well, dude, we need to. I need to free up some time. We'll start going grabbing some stuff. The ballers
Go
are hella
ambulance
cool.
chasing.
Yeah. That thing's always there, you know what I mean? And I assume probably like American Medical or AMR or one of those companies probably owns it, and they probably got. But
You
it's always still
probably
parked
can't
there.
afford an ambulance. I think that those are pretty expensive.
But that's like a
I got $2.
1980s ambulance, dude. It's not like today's ambulance.
Dude, that'd be
But
so sick to get an A's ambulance. I don't know
oh,
what you would do
bro,
with it, but
I know, but I don't know.
Well,
It was lame. I'd like to see some compassion from him on some of that
well,
stuff. You know what I mean?
why instead of going to go look for it, why don't we have the ambulance come to us?
yeah, just
We
But the problem is it says A's on it now.
So
I
that-
kind of want Oakland on
My
it.
heart!
Yeah. Yeah, Rob, you just need to run over Gabe.
Both
in
of
the
you
parking
guys
lot.
have
Yeah.
heart attacks during a game, and then while you're both on the way to the hospital, you can overpower the EMTs.
Then we'll take it to the ballers game.
Well, so do you guys know whatever happened to that truck? So, like, because I saw there was drama with like Make a Wish or like, or I don't know. It was kind of hard to keep up with it, honestly. But do you know ultimately what happened? And like, and also it didn't have a catalytic converter, right? So you couldn't even drive the thing, right? So like, whatever, like what happened to the truck? Do you guys know?
But it was gas though. It was gas, so you could have got it registered again. It was from 2017, I think was the model year, 2016 or 2017. It wouldn't take. It's not like it's one of those diesel like a tow truck where they got those new emission stuff. So that you have emissions, but you could have got it up and going relatively easier than a diesel. But it sold on the floor. Somebody on the floor at the auction bought it. Dibar couldn't get their registration done in time. I backed off because I mean, what am I going to walk out with it? And everybody's like, "What the hell?" You know what I mean? Like it was going to go to the ballers. You know what I mean? That's what it was going to end up being. But it was too short a notice. Found out about it, and so because the registration you had to put like for the auction was like $1,000 deposit or $5,000 deposit or something like that, and then registration it took you a couple days to get through. So and I had a buddy that was there at the auction. And he's like, it's there, it's here, and it's coming through the floor right now. I think it sold for $850. And yeah, I would have been all over that because I mean that's dirt cheap. I mean, even no matter what it is, even if it doesn't run, I'll tow it home and put it in my damn backyard for 850
Yeah,
bucks.
just have
But
it. Yeah.
yeah, but we didn't take it. We wanted to take it to the Ballers. We had a couple of plans. Well, everybody had plans with it, especially the Ballers themselves had plans with it for it. And but you know, I thought maybe whoever bought it would catch wind of what was going on and maybe would have been like, hey, you know, give me a couple extra $100 and it's yours, you know, type of deal. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to it after that.
Damn,
Yeah, it's
so-
really funny too because like if they were they made $850 for the charity, but I'm sure if they had asked if they had said
Exactly.
$2,000 to you, you would have been like absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
would have came together and donated to whatever cause they wanted. They could have named their thing or could have whatever. That's what I'm. That's what is so.
That's what
Dude,
that's
yeah,
that's just like cynical shit that just irritates me about the current guys there, right? Like it's absolutely like we would have paid so much more for it. And they're just like afraid of giving us a win or afraid of interacting with us, like that we're gonna twist it and turn it, and it ends up becoming this like other shit where we're like, where like people on Twitter were like, they're not even giving it to charity because like that's how you sell something to get it to charity, right? Like it's like obviously that they were going to give it to charity, but it's just like, it's like everyone always expects the worst from them because they're such
because they do the worst.
Yeah, I mean,
they choose the worst path every time. It's like, what's the worst path we can do? Let's do that one. Like,
yeah.
I think the best way to describe the Oakland A's, or should I say the Oakland A's owners and how they operate, is simply a scary movie. Hey, there's a way we can hide over here, or we can go in the haunted house that's haunted, and there's a bunch of killers in there. Let's go over here and hide in here.
Yeah, that looks good. Let's go check out that house. Yeah.
That's how they are.
Buffoons.
I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, this is kind of maybe like this is like with Last Dive Bar, when the whole trademark thing and all that stuff happened. It's weird how they're just kind of burning these bridges instead of you could go out gracefully. Like I'm sure that I don't know what it was like when other teams did it. I mean, I forget what team it was. I heard about some NFL team. They literally left in the middle of the night or something like that. I think it was the Colts.
The Raven Colts, Colts and Reds.
The Baltimore Colts.
So that's
and
pretty.
The Browns
dirty.
too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty dirty. So at least it's not that bad. But you could go out with a little more grace. 57 years, like come on, like yeah.
Look, when the Raiders left, they said we're leaving in 3 years or whatever. That's what they said, and it was clear cut. They didn't hate the people that were coming, still supporting. They celebrated them, and it's like, hey, I'm sorry, this is how it's going to be.
Because they knew that the people were going to keep coming to them. Yeah.
Right. And at least they accept. So I was a season ticket holder of Raiders. So it's like, okay, well, this is it. This is the path. They gracefully celebrated. Nobody wanted them to leave, but we gracefully celebrated it, kept doing what we were doing. And it actually grew to better attendance towards the end of the thing. And Mark Davis wasn't out there like, oh, we're not going to do that because you're Oakland. We're not going to. He never did nothing like that. He's like, I'm sorry it had to be this way. This is how it's going to be. The A's are like so resentful of like, it's like they want to erase.
Yeah,
they want to erase Oakland off the map.
It's so weird, man. I just don't get.
It just like reminds me of that. Reminded of that time that Dave Cavill came back to Twitter after not being on Twitter for like 6 months because Schnitzer Steel was on fire, and he came back to Twitter just to gloat about how he had sued, Schnitzer Steel. And like, it's like, dude, yeah, everyone was on your side with that one. You're right. No one's like, oh, you know what? We did love Schnitzer Steel, but Dave Cavill was right. I guess he deserves this one. It was like, dude, you picked the easiest position to take. Everyone was on your side. No one disagreed with you. And yeah, Schnitzer Steel does suck, but like, fuck off, dude. Go to Vegas.
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing. There's so many things that just get on the way out said, I'm sorry it didn't work out here. We're going to just celebrate and say our goodbyes. And not that everybody's going to be happy with that, but it'd be a hell of a lot easier than what they're going through right now, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong, but everybody could kind of move through the process of mourning or whatever you want, the stages of mourning this thing. But you're right. How, when you said, it's like, we're the ones breaking up with you. We're breaking up. It's like, This relationship never even existed. I hated you even when we got together. That's how they're acting. It's like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's like, man, sorry, man. Like, I love you.
Yeah, like I mean, they just don't. I just feel like they just don't really take responsibility. It's like, dude, this is the mess you guys created, you know. And then they're looking at, and then they're pointing at MLB, like, dude, look at this situation. We got to get out of here. And it's like, well,
Exactly,
dude, I
like,
mean, you treat your
Look at
fan
these
base.
guys. Look
Yeah,
at these guys.
I mean, if you treat your
They're
fan base like,
mobbing us.
yeah. I mean, I always go back to that 2019 wild card game. You know, that video that top of Mount Davis. Like, damn, I think that was like the peak of that was like the peak, the last peak of A's fandom, or you know, and then all just pandemic and everything.
Yeah,
went
I mean,
downhill,
you know,
So, yeah.
2019, listen, 2019, they for how many wins they had, 97 wins, they still, you know, they had 50,000, 54,000 people at that playoff game. They still struggled with attendance during that season, you know, for 97 wins, but like the stadium sucks. The
Yeah.
stadium's
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
compared to the Giants stadium. It's terrible. It's trash. You know, I know a lot of people love it, and that's great. And I understand, you know, and you know, it's okay to love it, but also like, man, it's just like knowing that 57,000 people or 54,000 people are going to come to your playoff game. It's like the people are there. When you build the right stadium, the people are there.
Yeah.
Damn, they average 20,600 per game. They would kill for that right now. You know, that's pretty good. I mean, of course, that was pre-pandemic and everything, but yeah, damn.
Oh, I love my first truck too. My first car. It was a 1977 Chevy pickup. I love that thing. But I'm not gonna go like Hal said. It's a great something means something to me. But yeah, come on, we do need to progress and move forward with it, and that will draw better more fans. And everybody gets so mad about like, oh, well, the real fans and the fair. Like you have to have some fair weather fans. Like that creates income. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, dude. It comes with the territory, and we're gonna need some of that. You know, we would have needed some of that, but I guess that doesn't matter at this point. But that was always one of my beefs on this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that was great.
Yep.
I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk. It's already been like an hour. I don't know how that happened, but
What,
yeah.
I want to know. Well, I was a little bit late starting, but what are you guys talking about seats for the ballers here?
You know all those Raider bleachers. You know when they did the Raiders.
All those bleachers that are out in the parking lot.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to go to the city, I don't know who owns. I don't know.
The ballers are trying to buy those seats.
Yeah, it came out this morning. It came out this morning.
Okay.
There was a story. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're trying to get
there's
those seats and repurpose them in Raimondi, which would be sweet. You know, I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Do you know where do you know where the orange ones went? The orange ones are refurbished that came out of there. They're out in Montana at a minor league, independent league baseball stadium.
What? The original Coliseum seats?
The original were green, but then they moved to the orange when the A's came in, and then Finley created that orange and red pattern and blue, so it looked like there's people made him look like it was more full than it was. But it's what he did. That was one of his marketing things.
Yeah.
But those are out there. They're in a minor league. I'll send it to you guys. I've tried to hit them up. I'm like, please sell me like a row of them or something. I mean,
Just get that safari jacket back on. Get your ass out to Nevada or Montana.
I need to buy like a Sprinter van or something. Gabe and I just go on a little road trip and go out there and pick up all the shit that we can find in Oakland and bring it all back.
We need to recreate the Scooby-Doo van.
Yeah.
We can do it with one of those Sprinter ones. It'll be so romantic, Gabe. You and I just cruising across the country, just hitting the road and just driving all the way out there to Montana. Yeah. I've seen it. It's cool.
Nachos.
Yeah, there's hella helmet nachos all the way there and back. Is part of the. We'll do it like a road trip diary on your YouTube channel. That'd be sick.
Well, actually, before we go, Gabe, I want to ask you about your trip to Colorado. I know we talked a little bit about it offline, but you were just in Colorado, right? You saw some games there. You saw the Nuggets and stuff like that, right? You got some new videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah. I chose to go to Colorado because for one, I've never been there, and then two is for those who may or may not know, my girlfriend Natalie, she's a Giants fan, and ever since we've been together.
So that's why we've never seen her, huh?
I don't know.
My girlfriend from Canada.
She goes to another high school. Goes to another school.
Yeah.
She goes to another baseball stadium.
Yeah.
But pretty much ever since I've met her, obviously she's been very supportive for the stuff that I do, and she's been going to a lot of A's games, and that includes going to other team stadiums. Pretty much every stadium that she's visited has been for the Oakland A's rather than her own team. So like before any of this happened, I decided, I think it's only fair that we go to a Giants one. So I told her, she's always wanted to go to Denver. So I said, let's go to Denver. The Giants are playing the Colorado Rockies over there, and we'll go, and we can do whatever you want. I said, if you want to go all three, which is something I would like to do, just because I like to explore everything, we could do that. If you just want to go for 2 games, 1 game, whatever, we could do that too. And we originally were going to go there just for 2 games, and then explore Colorado, and then that's when she was like, you know what, I do want to go to all 3, just because she said the same mindset of like she wants to explore the entire stadium and see what other teams have. And then little did we know that the Denver Nuggets were going to be in the playoffs, and they made it to the second round. And it just so happened that as we flew in, that that same day they were going to do a game later on that night, so we purposely rescheduled our flight to come in earlier so we can watch the Denver Nuggets game and have a little bit more time in Denver. And then you guys probably saw, at least on my Twitter, which I know Hal saw for sure, and I'm gonna try to do it the best I can, but I didn't so I did record the game. It just, there's no sound, and the reason why is because when I went to the game for the Denver Nuggets game, I switched to a wireless microphone. And it was like, the ones that most people have, they clip on your pants, and the wires go through your shirt, and they have it right here. Because I didn't think they were going to let me bring in my boom mic, the one that's on my camera right now. So when I switched it back, I unplugged everything and plugged it back together. But this cord was supposed to go into this one, and this one's supposed to go into that one. So I had it the opposite way.
Damn.
So, and of course, when I'm recording, I can see the volume from my voice. And I don't know why. I just thought everything was fine, and didn't even bother. So as soon as I plugged in my SD card into the computer and I put it into Adobe Premiere Pro, it just all the levels were down. And I thought, no, maybe it's just because it hasn't loaded yet. And I pressed play, nothing. Every single clip is nothing. But
I want to hear your Foley work, man.
The road code. Dude, I don't know how you pump out your videos so fast.
The one way I chose, or I figured out how to do it fast, is it's kind of weird because I guess I don't really know how to really explain it, other than I just know what to record, or what I kind of plan for. Because it's weird because I say I know what I want, but I actually don't, because
You don't know what's gonna happen,
go to,
right?
it just, any game is unpredictable. You don't know what's gonna happen. And so like for me, it's just like I know I need a beginning, middle, and end. And so like as I'm going, I kind of just I make an intro, and then I go from, okay, I made an intro, so like how am I gonna start this? Is like, am I gonna try to get autographs? Am I gonna try to get baseballs? Am I gonna try to get try some new food? And from there I kind of just build the story as it goes. Sometimes things happen unexpectedly to where maybe I catch a home run, maybe a foul ball thing happens, maybe somehow I get close enough and I meet someone famous, or something like that, and that kind of takes over, and I record more of that. And then later on, when I'm recording, everything's kind of laid out, and I start deleting stuff. I don't I think Rob knows this the best, is after I record stuff, I record one thing, and if I mess up, I delete the entire thing, and I don't keep it in the SD card. Because for me, it's like it's a waste of time to go back and look through each one and be like, oh man, I messed up on this part, or whatever. So for me, I just, like, as soon as I when I'm recording people like hitting and they don't hit, delete. Hit, no hit, foul ball, delete. And so Rob will watch me too. Sometimes I'll be going back and forth, and this dude's hitting like 9 pitches, fouling it up, and I'm like, dude, can you please just hit the ball, man? Come on. So it's a lot of that. And sometimes I rely on the game to do it for me. Like sometimes none of that happens, you know, and I just have to rely on the game telling the story itself. So for me, like I said, yeah, I just delete a lot of the stuff. In my head, I know kind of where I'm gonna go based off of what I have, and hopefully, you know, it turns into a good video. And you know, like I said, like I think the main part is too is I don't put a lot of graphics in. There's some graphics that I put in, like the intro, obviously that's pre-made. The outro is pre-made, and the little click subscribe thing, that's pre-made. The only thing that's not pre-made is the last dive bar thing. That one I have to manually do. But other than that, like, yeah, that's pretty much it. But
Yeah, dude, 'cause
sometimes
I'm
you
trying
know,
to do road trip videos and it's taken me forever. Like I'm still on videos from like 2 weeks ago in Baltimore. I'm like, how does Gabe get him up the next day? I'm like, Jesus. So, you know, I've been watching your stuff and like
Practice,
trying to take
practice,
tips.
practice.
No, I mean that's the thing. I'm watching your stuff like critically now. Like, how does he do this? And like you're
and
good at you're good at like narrating the action too. Cause I have a lot of B-roll of cool stuff, but there's no
He's quiet.
context. So you're like, what inning? Like what the hell's going on? You know? You people
Now-
cheering, but you're like, what the hell's going on? So I got to do a
Now,
better job of that too. You know?
I've watched Alex do this. You know, I was critically watching Alex when he was taking all these recordings in Baltimore. And you know, I want to ask you, Gabe, did you find it makes you a better videographer if you spend 3 hours before the game getting drunk and then smoking a ton of weed inside the stadium? Does that make it? Are you a better narrator or worse narrator?
well,
when
Bring
you
us to
do
that.
well, I wouldn't know
You're
because
so critical, Al.
I don't do either of those things. So I
Alex,
personally wouldn't know.
Yeah, I
Listen.
wouldn't know either. I don't know. This is all hypothetical. Yeah,
That
this is all
could be like a what's it called? That could be like a thing that helps him, you know, if that's
A
something
muse.
that
His
helps him,
muse.
you know.
Oh yeah,
I
helps
mean,
with the
I
helps with
mean,
the interviews. I really unlock the people's personalities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh
one
my
thing.
God.
break down their barriers.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, you know, we were sitting around and Alex went for a while. Like we went around and like started talking to somebody. We went up and we talked to Alex from Schools Over Stadiums and stuff. We get back to the seats and the fan who was sitting next to us earlier in the game, he goes, "Where'd you guys go?" Alex turns to me and goes, "I got no idea." I'm like, oh my God, Alex, come on.
I gotta look at the. I'm actually about to look at the footage for Saturday and Sunday, so we'll see. Hopefully,
we're trying to
it's
be
gonna be
presentable
like
here.
all. It's gonna be
He's
all
like,
like.
I got no idea where we went. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Alex, come on, bud.
I will tell you, Alex, there's one video in particular that I've had it was the hardest one I had to make. It was the reverse boycott one because that one I was so stressed out about because a lot of people were basically telling me like, oh, well, you know, you're like the main person who, you know, as coming from a fan, you're recording it. This is going to be something that's seen for a while. Like this is going to get a lot of attention, a lot of views. So to me, I was like, this has to be perfect. The only thing is what the thing I just told you where I was like, I had everything mapped out.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously my videos are about like 10 minutes to 12 minutes. I'm trying to make them a little bit longer for this season just because of how things are. But you know, for me, I like trying to fit all that in 10 minutes is very difficult. And I know there's probably somebody out there that can make that happen where they can make that in 10 minutes. For me, I found that difficult because there's so much stuff in there that needed to be shown that at one point or another, I lost track of in my head of what I recorded. So where when I came home that night, mind you, I work at 6:30 in the morning. That's my start time. I wake up at like 5, whatever. I got home as soon as the game ended. I walked out, I did my outro, and I went straight home. And this sucks. That's another thing that sucks about this stuff is that sometimes I don't get to hang out with all the cool people in the parking lot and get their reactions or talk to them or hang out with them. But I left. I went straight right here and I started editing. And I only got through 5 minutes because of what this was. I was going maybe up until 2 a.m. editing the video. And then I literally had to go to sleep for half an hour. I woke up at half an hour later and finished it before I went to work. And then I uploaded it. Or no, that's a lie. I backtrack. I didn't finish it. I had to take my computer with me to work. And then when I was when it was busy, I finished it and then uploaded it through at my job, just so it would
Yeah.
be up.
That's
And
dedication.
I was like, yeah, it was annoying, definitely. But this time I made sure that things were better, and uploading that video beforehand, or uploading the opening day boycott, was a lot easier because I had, now that I knew what that was like, I filmed things and I mapped things out of how things are gonna work and kind of cut things down because, you know, again, there's so much stuff. So that's where music came in and kind of trying to shorten things without, and showing those things without showing too much of something, and, you know, not, you know, I guess like being afraid that, you know, oh, I can't show this, but I want to show it, but I can't. So like I just threw it into the little montage type of thing. So you know, I guess checking music beforehand also helps too, to kind of set the mood. But I'm already, like, right now, I'm already planning on how to do the videos at the end of the season, both in Seattle and at the last home game. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I want it. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to start it, how, you know, things are going to be. And I can already tell you, like, I won't shy away. I'm pretty sure most of you guys too. I'm most likely going to be crying most of the time. I already told my girlfriend, like, you got to record me. You got to record the surroundings around me, because I'm probably not going to be all the way there, because like, I'm probably actually going to be giving the full emotion. It's not even
Don't
something
record Rob, because Rob's gonna be there with a wrench,
Screwdriver, yeah.
just taking seats out.
I will not be in that video.
I'll give you one.
But
I want to drop so bad, man. I got a bathroom in a new place for a new office that'll fit just perfectly. I want to trough so freaking bad.
I mean, you got to start talking to you got to hire a metal worker now. You know,
Yeah.
go to a game, take a look, you know, take measurements, and then see, you know, like, okay, how fast do you think we can rip this off?
Throw in an orange vest. The dudes in orange vest never get stopped for anything. So
I need to know how they're mounted to the wall. To be honest with you, that's what my key thing is, because that's all the thing right there.
Well,
I'll drag that damn thing to the hallway. Gabe, I will not take anything. It's not mine, Gabe. Come on, I am not a thief. All right.
I'm just saying, if you hypothetically
he's
were
going
take
to
one,
permanently
Gabe,
borrow one.
Yeah, you're incriminating me by saying it like that. It's not like that, Gabe. I'm just gonna store it at my place.
Oh, okay, that makes it better.
Yeah,
I really want to store a Stomper's hat at my place.
that'd be cool. You know,
But
funny thing,
like this big, right? Yeah, that'd be sick.
They redo the big head racers. Well, they redid them fully, but they redo like Ricky's glasses, in the off season if they break or whatever. Man, I finally met I know who the puppet house or whatever you want to call it that does those. I got in touch with him. He's like, "Oh, I just threw them away." I'm like, "Man, please do not throw that stuff away."
Oh,
like,
my God. Yeah.
Like,
so cool, yeah.
I'm like, I will, I'll even give you some money. Like anything you ever repair on me, they say, "Oh yeah, no problem." So I kind of made friends with her and that stuff. So.
We need to just corner Stomper. They probably won't even have Stomper at that game, honestly.
Oh, I doubt it. They're gonna be afraid. They're gonna be so afraid of everything.
They'll be so afraid that I'm gonna steal the hat.
Well, get your photos with Stomper now.
I have.
Seriously.
But don't show the Cells shirt. Gotta cover your Cells shirt.
I found this koozie when I was walking around the third deck. I love it. This koozie is amazing.
Shout out to Dinger.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I don't know who that was. Oh yeah, I saw you got a photo with Dinger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, obviously, because of the little rivalry, interleague rivalry that the Giants and Rockies have. Me and my girlfriend both walked up, and Dinger was just like, what are you doing here? And then he saw me, and he was like, all right, yeah, you're cool.
You had the Cell shirt on, right?
Yeah,
he's just pathetic.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, we got to wrap this up. This was way too much fun.
Worries. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you letting me on and Gabe on too. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was great hearing the story. That was way funnier than I even imagined. That was hilarious. So
hot dog.
Am I going to see you guys at the Ballers? I'm going to see you guys maybe opening night at the Ballers.
Oh, that's right.
We'll
Hal's coming back. Yeah, Hal's coming back.
Are you gonna be actually selling hot dogs, or what are you doing?
I mean, I left the only thing I left in California was my hot dog steamer. So
nice. Cool. All right.
Gotta use
All
it.
I'll be making sure I get. I'll be making sure I get one then.
I was gonna say you gotta send that to Rob when you're done
Oh,
with it, dude.
hold
Yeah.
on.
Ooh,
Hold on.
That's steamers. That's gonna be an expensive item, Rob.
Section
no.
H.
That's
Section
steamer.
H.
Section 8.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Come to us.
That's
We're both there.
that's-
We're both in the same section.
Section
That
H already,
steamer
man.
cost $850 to buy, so
Damn.
that's like a truck.
The same thing as a truck.
If you retire it, let me know. I'll be interested.
Yeah.
All
let 'em
right,
know.
I know.
How the hot dog
Thanks, guys.
steamer. Yeah.
Cool.
all
Yeah,
right.
thank you guys. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
thanks, guys. All right,
Thank
take
you.
care, guys. Thanks. All right, thanks a lot to Gabe and Rob for that great chat. That was hilarious to hear the tale and hear about them, all their collecting and everything. But we got some real business to talk about, Hal.
That's right. So just a real. This episode's already way too long. So Alex's mom wants to make sure that you like and subscribe, or
That's
rate
right.
it, rate the podcast if you're on Apple Podcasts or whatever.
She's my
But,
social media consultant. She says I need to say like and subscribe.
We're not
more.
saying
Yeah.
like and subscribe enough, and so put that put the bell on so it'll
And subscribe. Yeah. Notifications on.
the notification.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we had more schools over stadiums news this week. The sort of the big news was that the Las Vegas or the Nevada Supreme Court said no, you can't do your referendum this year. At this point, it was already too late to get names, to get enough
Signatures.
to get enough signatures anyway. I honestly think even if we'd gotten this news a month ago, it was too late. But this is not the end of the road for this. So there's two different things. They're still suing the state of Nevada over SB1, saying that it's like an illegal bill, that there's deficiencies with it that make the bill a bad bill that can't be enforced or whatever.
It's like
The A's are so upset and worried about this. I don't actually know how upset and worried they are or how much this is damaging investment, but the A's don't have any investors. So, that lawsuit could be one of the reasons why. And the A's have tried to, because Schools Over Stadiums is specifically suing the state of Nevada. The state of Nevada is the ones who are defending themselves. The A's have said, we'll be willing to pay for a lawyer to defend you because the A's want to get rid of this lawsuit. So the A's view this as a threat that they're willing to spend money to get rid of. So, that is a real threat. It's not Mickey Mouse nothing. The A's would not be, John Fisher's a cheap son of a bitch. He would not be, he would not be willing to pay a $500 an hour lawyer, because that's probably what he's, charging, something like $500 an hour or something. He'd not be doing this to try and get rid of this lawsuit. So that's real, and that's still happening, and that's going to happen. Now, the other thing is that Schools Over Stadiums is exploring a referendum in 2026. So it's a lot cheaper to collect signatures when you have a year to do it rather than 4 weeks. It's a lot cheaper and easier to do it. So they'll probably be able to do that if they can get the right millionaire or billionaire to back them. And they still have people who they've been talking to who want to do that. So they're really hoping to be able to do that. Now, it's really unclear what exactly, that referendum would be on, because by 2026, there might be shovels in the ground. There might be money that has exchanged hands by then. But a referendum like that can really, and I think the right term here is just rat fuck it. Like it would be designed to just cause chaos. It would be designed to punish the governments that are involved in it and to cause just like havoc with their finances. And that's not too late. So, by then the A's definitely will be in Sacramento. I really think it is it's worth it to stay involved in this case, to stay interested in it, because, if it gets rat fucked, like if John Fisher just like loses the ability to build his stadium in 2026 or 2027 in Las Vegas, the A's are stranded in Sacramento, and who knows where they end up.
And that's when
Um,
Vivek swoops in and buys it and becomes the savior of Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sort of a bittersweet ending, but if A's fans can sort of take John Fisher down with them, that's I'll always say that that's a victory.
Yeah,
So
well,
so that's where we're at.
yeah,
It's not over.
I talked to Chris Daly yesterday too. I had a phone conversation with him about it just to kind of see what happened and see his
Mhm.
reaction.
Yeah,
And he's like, yeah, we're disappointed. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but he was like, yeah, we already passed the make or break point. In his view, it was last week. So he thought 7 weeks was like the bare minimum where they would have a shot for 102,000
yeah,
signatures, and that's pretty bold.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know if they could have done that, but
yeah, so because I mean they don't even have the people to go gather these signatures yet, or
they would have
it's
to hire them. Yeah,
they would. I mean, it would have been a lot of money. And he also said that they raised about $200,000 total, but that's pretty much all. From what I understand, it's already accounted for because what he said is that paid for almost all of our legal bills. So it's like they're still
yeah.
paying off. So it's like yeah, they raised a lot of money, but you know, that money's already gone. So it's like they
Well,
need to do
okay, I don't
another,
want to. I don't.
So like,
That sounds worse than it is. So that money's already gone, but what that has bought that lawsuit, that
yeah,
other lawsuit.
yeah,
So that money is not already gone, right? Like that money has bought that lawsuit that they're going to sue Nevada for, and they still have a donor or two that's going to get them, as I understand it, that's going to get them across the line with that lawsuit. So it, it it's not, it shouldn't be that defeatist because in that $200,000, like the reason why there are other donors out there that are helping them get their lawsuits done is because that $200,000 existed. Like people came on board because of that. And
yeah.
you know people will come on board if they try another referendum because of that. So you know it's, you can't always have, Oakland A's fans know you can't always win.
Yeah.
But you keep fighting for the next day, and it's, the season isn't over. It's not over.
Yeah.
It just ain't over. And
Oh, that's what I
you
was.
know
That's what I asked him too. I was like, "So what's up with the lawsuit?" Because I haven't really heard anything, and it sounds like it's
yeah,
still kind of in this weird, bureaucratic limbo because the A's filed a motion to intervene, but the technically it's another PAC called the Strong Public Schools Nevada that's leading the
yeah.
charge on that one. They're opposing it, and so now they're waiting to see if the A's can intervene or not. So it's just this kind of waiting game. And I asked Chris Daly if he had a timeline about the lawsuit. He said he didn't know at the time. He'd have to check with his lawyers. So it sounds like if they're, he's like, we're just kind of at the mercy of the courts, and we all know that the courts don't go fast. So who knows?
But
This could drag on,
in some
but
cases that's good. In
yeah.
some cases that's good for them because they're just trying to delay and cause uncertainty.
Yeah, because he was saying there's like a scenario where in a couple years, like they could challenge the Clark, like there could already be shovels in the ground, but they could challenge the Clark County municipal bonds that are underwriting, a lot of this construction. So that could be like 120 million that could throw this thing out of whack. So and like he was saying, there was a lot of different scenarios, have iterations and permutations, or what, there's like a whole bunch of different ways this thing can go. So um, you know,
This
nobody
has
knows at this
gotten,
point. Yeah.
yeah, it's gotten farther. It's gotten farther than anyone expected it to get. So, keep supporting schools over stadiums, either financially or just with your hopes and prayers.
Yeah, so man, always something with the A's, but yeah,
And
so
they suck now. They were doing well for a
yeah, they're two
while.
and eight.
They're back to sucking.
Yeah, 2-8,
They're
and they're
two of their
past 10.
last 10.
They're losing as
Um,
we speak right now. They're losing 3-0 in the bottom of the sixth. So
yeah, so come on out to Ramandi. Come out, support the bees. I'll be out there for opening day. I might be out there for. I'm going to spend a week out in Oakland, and so you might see me more than just opening day at Ramandi. You might see me at that next reverse boycott.
June
Uh,
7th. Yeah,
we'll have some fun.
absolutely. All right. Thanks a lot, Hal. See you next
Peace
week.
out, baby.